Hola mi gente, welcome to Kiss My Crafts. I hope you guys are doing good. My name's Maritza, in case you didn't know, and this is your first time here, welcome. And to my returnees, welcome back. I appreciate you. Today I have something a little different, as you can tell by the title. I have been having coloring on my mind. I have been shopping like a mad woman from January through recently. We're in April. And what started it off? Hey, I'll blame it on Vivian again. I won a giveaway, one of her giveaways where you named the diamond painting she was working on. It was a raccoon. You named the raccoon. I named the raccoon. And her daughter was going to pick out her favorite. And she so happened to pick out the name that I chose, which was Java Ricky, I think it was. And so I got a coloring book. That was the giveaway. It was a Hannah Lynn's newest coloring book. That opened up a can of worms because then I had coloring on my mind. I went to look to see which Hannah Lynn's I didn't have. I ordered one. Things are flying. So I ordered one and that led to more and more and so on and so forth. So here we are a few months later and I have a bunch of new coloring books, some coloring media, some supplies. I still am waiting for, I think it's two more or one more. No, two more, which are the same but from um different publishers. So I wanted to see the difference. Anyway, so this is gonna be probably a long video because I'm also blabbing a lot. So get something to eat, get something to drink, empty out your bladder, pull out a project. But you gotta watch the screen at the same time because I'm gonna be showing you stuff. Now the coloring books that I have, I'm not gonna do full flip throughs. Ain't nobody got time for that. There are flip throughs for all these coloring books elsewhere. But I may concentrate on one longer than the other. So that's why it might turn into a long one because I tend to be chatty and I feel chatty today. The first one I got is has nothing to do with coloring. Oh, ask me if I've colored anything yet. Not at all. That's how I do. But I will be. I will be. It's really in me. I want to do it. I've been watching videos. I have some fabulous stuff, but I wanted to do the coloring haul first, and then I will start maybe working on something. Okay. The first thing I'm gonna show you has nothing to do with coloring. It's a fun fact about me that you may not have known. I don't remember if I ever mentioned it, but I like books. I like to read. I haven't been reading as much as I used to in the past couple of years, but I do love certain authors and I do like collecting signed or autographed books. So if the opportunity presents itself where I can purchase one, then I will. I have a few of the if you are into vampires, I have a few of the signed J.R. Ward books that they sell on the website when they come out. From the Black Dagger Brotherhood, I have a few of those. I have a couple of Harlan Coben's. This is the most recent one, and it's signed by him somewhere. Okay, and I have a few. My most special one is the one signed by oh my god, I can't think of the author, and it's oh god, the author of The Outsiders. The Outsiders is one of my favorite books that I read when I was younger, and it's also one of my favorite movies. I'm getting a call and I need to answer it. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So yes, The Outsiders. It's on the tip of my tongue. Hinton. S.E. Hinton. That's the author. So it's signed by the author, and it's like my most treasured book in the world. Anyway, let's put this to the side and let's get on to what we're actually here for, and it's the coloring books. Now, this coloring book I just got today. It's not for me. This is going in a giveaway box. Um, so yeah, but it's cute. This is the first time that I've actually looked at one of these in person. Nice little town. It's a series, and this is the author, Tatiana Bogema Stolova. And it's very cute. And I think I'm going to get some. The paper's thin, but I have something for that. Um, so I could use wet media because that's what I prefer. I do love my pencils, but I do always mix it up with different types of media. But it's very cute. But that's not going to be for me. That's going in a giveaway box. All right. So one of something that I have a lot of, and it's Hannah coloring books. Not a whole lot. Like I don't have all of them. I don't like all of them, but I have quite a few. My brother started me off. He gifted me four of them. And I've added to that since. But she sells on Etsy, and she also has a website where she sells artist edition books. And I had never gotten one, always had my eye on them. So I decided to get one. I opted for the pocket size because they were $22, and that's pretty pricey for a coloring book. And then the regular size books were $29. So I said, let me get the $22 one so I can just see if I like it. And if I do, then I will opt for the bigger size. So what I got was the Sweet and Simple Whimsy Girls, Mermaids and More to Color. And this is the pocket size version, which they came out with in the regular ones you can get on Amazon, which you can also get on her website, and they're signed. This one is also signed, which I was happy about. Um, it's signed right there. And it's a nice book. I like that it's ring bound and that you open it this way. Okay, it gives you all the a preview of all the images that are in within the book. Very cute. However, I was a little disappointed with the paper. It is thicker than the regular books, but I thought it would be a little bit thicker. It does have a lot, so I figured the cost to make one in thicker paper would be more, and these would have to be more expensive. And it's not bad paper. Um, and I'm not an expert as far as GSMs and pounds and all that stuff, but it's definitely not 300 GSM. It's a lot less, but it is thicker. I would definitely coat this with something and definitely use something in between to protect the page behind, but I do like that it's one-sided, and it's smaller versions than the bigger book of this, which I think I have the bigger book. I'm not sure. I lost track. Um, but they're pretty. I love these because I get to practice with hair and skin. How cute is that? And some of these you would recognize that were at one point a diamond painting. How cute. Okay. Next is from, these are in no particular order, and you might see the same artist again later on in another book because there are repeats of a couple of artists, Hannah Lynn and this next one. So I don't have them in any particular order. So the next one I got is World of Color by Kirby Rosanis. He is one of my favorite artists for coloring books. Um, his stuff can look intimidating, but using wet media, it makes it a little easier. I really want to color this one that's inside, of course, blank. I think it's beautiful, and I would do all these butterflies in Derwent Intense pencils, which is something that I love, one of my favorite pencil sets. And this one I think is a compilation of other images from different books. And then they also added pages that were colored by colorists. Look how beautiful this was done. It's a beautiful book. It's beautiful art. It does look intimidating. And I myself am intimidated, but I have colored in Kirby Rosanna's book. It does give you who colored it and all that, their Instagram information. This happens to be, let's see, in the next page. She did. Okay, so this is from My Colorful Country Life. She did this double page spread, and she's also on YouTube. I follow her. The tiger was by somebody on Instagram named Lena Amir. Look how beautiful that is. I love the color palette on this. Very simple. Didn't get crazy. This is another beautiful one. It's like, do I do it simple or do I do it colorful? I don't know, because I love both versions, and I'm a copycat. I like following color alongs because it's very hard for me to start out and pick colors. Once I get into the motion of following the color along, sometimes I veer to my own thing. So it'll be a mix of what I followed and my own thing most of the time, or some of the time, not most of the time. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colorist. Colorings. So yeah, you see it's a lot of detail in this book. I wish they were one-sided. The paper is nice, it's thick, and it's a little thicker than the ones in the Hannah Lynn. It's not the thickest, but you can use certain water media in this. I wouldn't do markers because it is going to bleed through to the other side. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful art. And these I would not attempt by myself. This is for me. I'm not talking about anybody else. I would look up YouTube and see who's coloring these, or who has a color along or coloring tutorial, however, And if it's someone that I can follow and mimic what they do in my own way, in my own book, then that's how I do it. Okay. I love this book. It's very beautiful. This next one, these are new to me, and I've been seeing them for a long time. The series by the same author, the same artist, and the artist is Denise Clet. Um, and it's by Zendoodle Coloring, Birds in the Forest. This is their newest one, and I saw a flip through of this, and I just fell in love. Look how cute. Look at those birds. I love the colors on this bear. How adorable. And this artist, been um she's also been involved in some of the Disney movies artwork. Okay, so some of the characters, they might look familiar because the style of art, and that's probably because you've seen a Disney movie that had this artist doing some of the work. Cute, cute, cute book. It has very nice paper. Um, is it like the Kirby? Let's see. I think this is thicker than the Kirby, but I love it. I love all the cute birds. There goes the bear. Some of it's very simple. How adorable is that? I love this. I would make these to look like jelly beans. I did that in another book, in a Millie Murata book. I love this bear that's throughout, and the birds. This is gonna be fun. I love these. These are so cute. And I got the majority of these on Amazon. And they're not that expensive. You get yourself a nice set of gel pens or pencils. They don't have to be the most expensive. They just be something that you like. You get a set of pencils, a set of gel pens, and you're good to go. And a coloring book, you're good to go. Okay, this next one is also brand new. And this is Enchanted Earth. Look how pretty that is. Enchanted Earth, a coloring journey by, I'm not even gonna attempt it. Melpomene? Yeah. Chatsi Panagiotu. I don't know. I might be saying it right. I might be saying it wrong. So this is really, really detailed. I'm like, oh, wow. Lots of little parts. But it has this type of cover, which I like. It's pretty cool. The paper is really nice. It feels like the Kirby paper. Um, and it's very, very detailed. Very detailed, but I really, really love it. And there's a lot of color alongs on YouTube for this, and I will be attempting them. I love it. I do have the first one in the series. Look at these birds. Those are beautiful. Now, you see lots of little parts. You don't have to color them all individually. You can use a base and then go in and do some shading. Some of the shading is done for you already. And when you look at it that way, it's a lot easier. Like these wings, I would do a base color and then go back in and do some shading. And you're not going to do each one individually. It's not as difficult. If you watch some of the videos, you'll see how they do it and you'll be like, oh, now there are the los detallitas, the ones that are really detailed that will go and do these in different colors or do them separately. I don't have the patience for that. So I like the thick paper because I like to use either a watercolor base, a marker base. I'm going to get into the markers. They've been intimidating me. I have practiced very slightly during 2020, but during the COVID time, but I still have yet to do like a whole page in alcohol markers. I have brush markers, which is water-based paint. I have watercolors. I have a lot of different types of media. I also have videos that I did a couple of years ago on my coloring supplies, which I have added to since then, and my coloring books and finished pages and whips, which I have added as far as coloring books I have added since then. But I'll link those down below in case you want to see them. If you want to see a video, an updated supply video, let me know. And I will pull everything that I have out and show it to you. So yeah, I really like this book. Some of it does look pretty intimidating. Like I couldn't get away with doing a base because there's so many different things. But a little bit at a time, mi gente, and you get through it. You can do it. Anyone can do it. Beautiful, beautiful book. Nice pages. Oh, this next one I was very happy with. It's absolutely gorgeous. You will recognize the artist because there are diamond paintings by this artist. Um, and it's Dunkelbunt by Sarah Richter. This was her first book that she put out, and she now has a second book. I bought this from the Book Depository, which sadly is shutting down on April 26th. When I read that news, I was really, really sad because I got books from the Book Depository that I couldn't get on Amazon because it was a version that was only put out in the UK, or I would get books, the UK version or the Swedish version or whatever version earlier, because they usually come out before the US version comes out, and I would get it from the Book Depository. I've gotten a lot of my UK versions from them, and I'm very sad that they're shutting down. I believe Amazon owned them. But yeah, it's a sad day in the book world because not only do they sell coloring books, they sell all other kinds of books. And they ship free worldwide. And yeah, it's sad. But anyway, I got this from them. I love the ring bound books because you don't have to break the spine. What do I mean? Depending on the book, if they're glued, it's not a really good idea to break it. But some are better made. Like you just gotta flatten it. I forgot to mention these pages are perforated, so if you want to take your coloring out, frame it once it's done, you can do that. If you want to take it out to make a copy on better paper, you can do that. Or you want to, just color it and give it as a gift. So they're perforated. I personally do not like to take my colorings out of the books because I eventually want to finish somebody's book. And I think I'm gearing to a Hannah Lynn, which, I'm talking about like cover to cover. Finish it cover to cover. So let's get on with this one. This is by Sarah Richter, Dunkelbunt. There is a diamond painting of this image. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've seen it worked up, and I one day may or may not buy it. You put stuff on your wish list, and as new things come out, those older things get forgotten about. But this is absolutely gorgeous art. And what I love about this is that you can see um like some of the lines are darker and some of the lines look like they should have been erased. It's almost like it's a what do you call that? What's the word? A draft image. But I like that. And this paper is thick. I still would protect the page behind it. But it is thick and it will withstand to some pretty wet stuff, wet media. Does it say what kind of paper? Maybe in the oh my god, on the website, because you can get this on Etsy as well, I believe. Um, oh my god. I forgot. Anyway, let's move on. You have a name page, and then you have the paper. You have different Sarah Richter line drawings. There's a slight grayscale to it, not a whole lot, but you do have some shading help here, which is what I really really like. I love these images. And on this side, it tells you the name of the one before. Okay, I thought it was like this, which it should have been, but until I got to a certain point and it didn't make sense, like this one. This says Mother of Dragons. This doesn't look like any kind of Mother of Dragons, but this one does. So that's when I figured it out. Okay, so I love this. Absolutely gorgeous. I want to get the second book, but I don't like the cover. I don't know. It looks kind of demonic to me. So it's a little creepy and scary to me. I don't want to look at it. All right. So the next one is another one by Kirby Rosanes. And this one is I believe this is two books in one. He had two books that came out, Geomorphia and Phantomorphia. This one is the UK version of both of those books in one book. So it's called Wondermorphia. It's one of those search ones the way he has, which people don't like. And I think the newer ones aren't doing it anymore. But there are little things that you need to find, hidden objects. And people don't like it because the hidden object doesn't always go with the artwork. I'm not seeing any hidden. Oh, the hidden object here is that little mouse on top of the fish or hamster. It looks more like a hamster. Now, I seen this page done in a tutorial or color along, however you want to call it. And the lady did it absolutely fabulous. And I'm going to do that. This one is fabulous because they're one-sided. And they got to continue to do that. They really, really do. Um, I love these books. Even if I don't color all of them, but they're fabulous. The artwork is just fabulous. So that's Wondermorphia by Kirby Rosanis. I'm going to go a little faster. Now, these next books are Korean, and I don't know what they say, but I've been lusting after them for a few years now. And this one I believe is mm, Girl with Poem. As it has, this is a cover that removes, and then it has another beautiful work of art, which is the same one on here, but totally in color. You have your title page, I guess. I don't know. The paper is delicious. It's really nice paper. Here it is, I guess, a name book page. Like I said, everything is in Korea except this international copyright notice. So this book is from 2018. It's by Momo Girl. It is published by Book Blossom. Is it? Yeah, I think so. But absolutely gorgeous images. I don't know what it says. Look at that. And it also has samples of different pages colored by different colorists. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful talent. I wish I can color like this. And this is what I strive for. Very hard to reach, but it's reachable with practice. Everybody started somewhere, and I know when I look at my finished pages, how when I started and up until the point where I stopped, I saw my progress, and I need to get back into it and get my techniques back down pat, because I feel like I lost my techniques and I need to relearn them. But there's so many YouTube videos that you can use to learn different techniques, and I have a lot of favorites. I'll try to put some down below if you're interested. I have the first book of this Momo Girl series, and I tend to like the other one more than I like this one, but this is still absolutely gorgeous, 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 beautiful images to color. And they're not that hard, but I want to do them justice. I wish I knew what this said. Beautiful, beautiful. The next one kind of surprised me. I was eyeing them. I didn't realize how small they were. So they're small compared to another book. So when I got it, I thought I got a bootleg. But no, they're all like this. They're still wonderful books. And this is the winter. There's a series by Rita Berman. And they have winter, they have fall, summer, and the newest one I believe is spring. But I also want to get the Asian one, and I want to get the there was another one I wanted to get. But I got the winter one first, and you can get these on Book Depository. I believe I got mine from Amazon, and I paid a little bit more than on Book Depository. It's give or take, because some of the books on Amazon are less than on Book Depository, and some are less on Book Depository than they are on Amazon. But I believe I got this on Amazon, and it was less expensive on Book Depository. And I love some of the images. Like, I absolutely love this. But I don't like when it has this kind of thing. I'm not into doing these kind of pages, and there's quite a few like that, but the beautiful images that they do have make up for it. I love this. I would do this one. This would be fun. Now, I'm not doing each little line in separate colors. No, I would do a wash of maybe this sections do one color, this section do another color, and go in it and shade with pencils. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm happy about this one because I've been interested in Christmas trees Why? I don't know. I want like a big premium diamond painting Christmas tree, and I've missed out on a couple that they have had. I like this as well. The paper is thick. It's it's a decent thickness, but they're not double-sided. I wouldn't use markers in here. And I would be careful with how much wet media I would use because it's not the thickest, but it is nice. And I do want the series, and I want the Asian one. And there's another one that they have that I want. Okay, next one is also another artist that you might be familiar with. Oh, this artist, Rita Berman, is from Germany. This one is by Christine Karen, and it is the fourth book in the Fairy and Fantasy Grayscale series. They also put out the Fairy and Fantasy in the line art. I prefer grayscale. Um, I don't know. I just like the way it looks. And this paper is not that great, but you can see, because it's one-sided, you can just protect this with some kind of cardstock or something thick, and then you can go to town with alcohol markers. Very beautiful. I think this is a diamond painting, if I'm not mistaken, or something like this. Very beautiful artwork. I just love it. I have the one I'm waiting on is a compilation of her books, and it's supposed to be on better paper. It's supposed to be like a special edition, and I'm dying to get it. It's coming. Should be here by the 12th. All right, the next one is also a new to me series that I've been eyeing and never got. So far from what I see in the series, they have four different artists that they put out books from, and it's the mythographic series, and this is their newest, and this is by Joseph Katimbang, and it's called Aviary, and it's a lot of birds, and I saw flip through, and I went ape shit over it, and it's like I had to get it. It's absolutely gorgeous artwork in here. They also have art by Fabiana Atanasio, which is another color artist that I like. Um, but so far of all the mythographic series, because they are pretty detailed and a little intimidating. I don't know why that stops me. It didn't stop me with the Kirby Rosannas. Um, because when I started with coloring, I started with Johanna Basford. When I really got into it, and you know, Johanna Basford's books are very detailed. If I got through those, I could get through all these other ones, even though it's totally different artwork in the Kirby Rosannas and in these books. But um, yeah, I absolutely went apeshit over this book. The birds are beautiful. Everything in here is beautiful. The paper is nice and thick, not the thickest, but it will hold up to wet media. Um, and they're one-sided, which is awesome. They're also perforated, but I would not take anything out. Just these beautiful images of birds just kind of incorporated into in relationship to humans and other ways that, you know, like they're like part of the plant, they're in the plant. It's just very, very beautiful artwork. Here we have a human with a giant bird, or maybe she's a fairy with a regular sized bird, and he's covering her from the rain. That's absolutely gorgeous. How cute is that? Now you see what I mean? The chicken is the house, and the chicks are all over it. Absolutely beautiful, weird and beautiful all at the same time. But it's all birds. Now I want all his books. Look at I didn't see this. I haven't looked at these books page by page. Look, turtles. And then there's a little person in a paper boat. This is gorgeous. I love it. Little intimidating, but we can do it, mi gente. Here's the other Momo girl, and this one is Girl with Music. Absolutely beautiful. Same thing. This one came with cards of different images. I think they're in the book, but different images by Momo Girl. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful cards. Um, Also the cover like the other one, and then gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. I wish they were one-sided, or all of them would have this on one side, because I wouldn't care about messing that up. But some of them don't have that. Like this would be gorgeous to color in glitter gel pens. Oh, and then do it in different colors. This is gonna be, yeah, I'm gonna do one of these first, I think. The paper is absolutely amazing. Love this cover. Look at the back. I didn't show you the back on any of them. This next one is with, I believe it's Create Space Paper. Create Space Paper. Create Space Paper is Amazon paper, so it's pretty cheap. So you can't use just anything in them because it's gonna mess up and go through the next page. So there are ways around it though, and maybe in future coloring videos I can share that information with you. But this one is called Rose and Her Friends. I've been seeing her a lot on YouTube, and it's absolutely adorable. It reminds me of these books called Wild Colorage, and I believe it's by a French artist, and they're really hard to get. And if you do have them available, which they do on Amazon, they're very expensive. Um, and this is the artist is Eveline Van Coetzum, I guess. I don't know. Very cute little girls. The backs of it is black, so you can use marker. Just make sure you protect the next page. Nice little grayscale pictures. This is nice to practice hair. Very cute little girls in different world costume, different parts of the world, it seems. You have a test page in the back. The paper is, dead. Let me see something. When you see this on the back of a book that you get from Amazon, more than likely it's a Create Space independently published book. And some of this artwork deserves to be on better paper. And with a lot of people, there's the artist and a little bit about the artist in the back. Um, it's They are able to share their art for less money. You don't have to pay that much. These books can run from like 14, 9, 8. Um, so it's less expensive for them to put it out, but some of this art deserves to be on better paper. And what a lot of colorists do is they copy it or scan it onto better paper. I don't do that because I don't have a printer or anything like that. And I like my images to stay in the book. I don't want a bunch of loose things, even though I could get a binder and put them in the binder like a lot of people do, but I just rather have everything in a book. The next one is the one I want from Vivian from Diamonds Around You for naming her raccoon. And it is a Hannah Lynn, her newest book, Fierce and Fantasy Faces, Line Art, and Grayscale. So what they do in these books, which is common for Hannah Lynn, you get two of the same image. Now, I like the way they do that because if you mess up one, you got another one that you can work on. Some of her books have two of each image. Some of her book have the more detailed image and then a simpler one of the same thing but simpler with less detail as the second image. And then some of them have just one of each image, so it depends on the book. And this one happens to have two of the same image, one in line art and one in grayscale, and I like that. Look how pretty that is. That needs to be a diamond painting. So here is the one with the line art, here is the one with the grayscale. So you see the difference. grayscale, they do the shading for you. Okay. Love it. This is gorgeous. I love the handlings for practicing hair and eyes and skin. Look how pretty. Love it, love it, love it. Here's the other handling that I got. After I got this one, it opened up a can of worms and threw me into a deep rabbit hole because I started buying. So I didn't have this one in my stash, and it's absolutely gorgeous. This is a diamond painting that I want from Oraloa. However, it got back in stock, and I didn't realize how big it was. And no, as much as I love the image, it is so big, and therefore very pricey. So I can't with the big ones. I have enough very big ones, and if even though it's absolutely gorgeous, I'll color it instead. So these are different Hannah Lynn line art images of different mermaids. I guess they're mostly mermaids. Well, she's not a mermaid. Okay, different ladies in tropical situations or settings in Hawaii. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There's 50 magical pages. So these do not repeat, but they are one-sided. There is a glaze that you can put over your page, and this way you can use wet media. I wouldn't go crazy throwing water on it, but I like to use brush markers which are water based. I like to use watercolor. I like my Derwent Intense pencils which are water based, or water soluble ink pencil. And I recently got some other water soluble media that I'm going to show you in this video. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's get a little faster here. Another one of my favorite artists is Hannah Carlson, and this is Tales from the Witch's Garden. I have a lot of her books, but I do need to catch up because there are a lot that I didn't get while I wasn't coloring. But I wanted this one. I love her books. The pages are very nice. They're not one-sided. But I have used wet media in her books, and the other side, it didn't go through with what I used. But you do have to be careful. One of my favorite artists, and I have to catch up on her books. Very nice. These are thinner than her usual books. The other books, and they're a little smaller in size. I wish I had one to show you. Oh, I do. I forgot. I bought grains of gold. Uh-oh. My pencils. Okay. So this is one of her regular books. This is another new one that I have. Oops, I'm so sorry. I moved the camera. This is a compilation of other books plus 11 new drawings that she did. So if you could see the difference in size and in thickness. But I still love it. I seen some color alongs that I want to do. Look at this page. Look at all those ghosts. But I love her books. And I've done a lot in her books. A lot for me. This is the other one that I got, Grains of Gold. Like I said, these are 83 of her favorite pages plus 11 new ones that are not in the other books. So some of these I have already and some I do not, because I don't have all the books. I need to get all the books. I colored this one and it's one of my favorite colorings. I did her tattoos. I kept them simple. I did the skin color underneath, and then I went over all the lines with this bluish pencil it's very close to the color that tattoos turn after a while. So yeah, it looked pretty realistic in my eyes. I also did this one in the book, and I used a lot of different media. I used chameleon markers, watercolor, Derwent Intense, colored pencil. I used maybe Posca paint, some glitter gel pens. I used a lot on that page, and it turned out beautiful. Yeah, this is really nice. And I love that her books are hardcover. The paper is nice and thick, not the thickest, but it's decently thick. Here's another one of my favorite artists, and I wish they would do a diamond painting of this woman's art. Grazia Salvo, an Italian artist, and she puts out, I have several of her books. This is a medium quality. I love that it's hardcover. The first book I got from her is my absolute favorite. It is ring bound. The paper is very thick. This is medium thick, but I do love that it's um hardcover. It's not even thick paper, it's thin paper. It was a little bit disappointing because of the, why put a hardcover and then you put cheap paper. However, it's one-sided. You can do alcohol markers, wet media, as long as you can clear gesso your page, or you can use the glaze that I use or I have used, that I discovered on YouTube, and just protect the next page. That's all you gotta do. But these are all beautiful ladies with flowers around them. I just think her artwork is absolutely gorgeous, and I need to have this in a diamond painting. I got another Kirby Rosanna's book. We're getting to the end, man. Then I'm gonna go get something to drink, and then we'll do the coloring supplies and media. And Mythic World. This is the US version. They do also have a UK version that I hear is supposed to be better paper. Always the other version is better paper than the US version for whatever reason. I guess, the Americans want to save on money and put out, and I'm not gonna say cheaper product, because the books are great. The paper is good. I love them. But I hear a lot of colorists say that the UK version, the paper is better. So this is Mythic World, one of his newer books. He actually just came out with one called Alien World. And this is part of the World series, because he has the Morphia series, the World series, I don't know what else. But this is nicer because this don't have the hidden objects, and it's not a lot of doodling. If you're familiar with Kirby Rosanes, a lot of his books incorporate a lot of the doodling. So you'll have a fantastic piece of art and all these little characters and just random things doodled into it. I like them, but a lot of people are not crazy about them. But I love that these books, his art, his coloring books have transformed into just displaying a piece of art and no doodles. Really, really beautiful. And I've seen a lot of color alongs. There's one colorist, and I believe she's trying to complete one of his books, and I'm going to follow her and do some of the pages that she does. Okay. This is the one I got from Craftibly. I kept it in the bubble wrap for whatever reason. Beautiful artwork. And this is another artist that they have diamond paintings. As a matter of fact, Craftibly has her diamond paintings, Alina Lazareva. And she has some gorgeous, gorgeous coloring books. Okay. She has a lot of coloring books. I happened to pick this one of it in their make it or break it sale, and I got it at a good price, but they're not very expensive because the paper is Create Space. Is it Create Space? It seems like it. Let me see. It's a lot of test pages. Well, I don't see that thing, the 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 bar scanner, the barcode in the back. But the paper is not the best. It's thin, but one-sided again. And these are grayscale, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, there's some line art. Ah, so you got two sets. I didn't notice that. You have two sets of each illustration. So it's 20 illustrations. So there's two. And there's five of the bonus 5 pictures Let me start over again. 2 full sets of 20 amazing illustrations. And there's a bonus of 5 of the finest pictures from Elena Lazareva's other coloring books. And and it shows her website if you want to check her out. So, this is an updated version of this book. I guess they have an older version. So there's 2 sets. There's line pages, there's grayscale. Absolutely beautiful. Here's a bonus. They need to do this in a, oh, I love it, love it, love it. She has a bird book. Pirates. So I guess this is from different books. Excuse me. No, only those 5 were the bonus ones. Anyway, I'm going to take a break. I need something to drink. I'll be right back. Okay, I had a little bit of a coughing fit. And I'm down to the end of the books. um, these are by Linda Ravenscroft. I've been dying for some of her coloring books, and for some reason I couldn't get my hands on them. And I happened to do a search recently, and I found that she has a website and she sells the coloring books. They do come from the UK, I believe. And so you have to pay this amount for shipping, but it wasn't astronomical. The books themselves are not expensive, and even in pounds converted to US, they were not expensive. They were like 10 pounds. Um, and for me it was like maybe $14 or $15 per book. But this has 300 GSM paper. This is very thick watercolor paper. They're ring bound or spiral bound, and the the, the the art is absolutely gorgeous. There she is right there. She also puts out coloring books. She also puts out how to draw fairy books. She puts out art books like you can put on your coffee table. But her coloring books, look at this paper. They're absolutely gorgeous. It's dark grayscale, but I don't mind that. Beautiful, beautiful. And this one is the naughty. No, this is the fairy and fantasy art painting and coloring book. And then this one is the naughty fairies painting and coloring book. Also with the same paper. Just look how thick this paper is. Okay, people, the colorists be looking at it by the sound of it. That's how they can tell, they can let you know via video how thick it is. But feeling this, it's not very thick. There's not a whole lot of illustrations, but it's totally worth what I paid, because I found it to be very inexpensive. And I'm so happy to get these. I want the other ones in the series. So that's it for the coloring books. I think this is about an hour-long video already. And next I want to show you my coloring media and supplies that I bought. But I'm going to take a break and I'll be back. You take a break too.